the Rafaela ult, I think, remember?
Yes. So he's very adaptive with how he plays. The Lo Yi, though, we haven't seen him on, but maybe Geek are just extra careful here. They know that the alien can pull this out of nowhere.
Honestly, with the Natan being picked up by Rrq, you wouldn't want to get to the late game, wouldn't you? And I think if Geek fam want to try and control the early game, something like the Luo Yi can really mess up that tempo. So the Luo Yi ban makes sense here for me. Rrq, instead of something like the Yuzong ban, they go for a Paquito instead.
Well, Paquito is a lot more dynamic. The damage comes out faster than the Yuzong.
Okay.
The Yuzong is a lot more telegraphed. So if they have tools to stop the Yuzong, I feel like it's better to just get rid of that Paquito that can just two-tap your marksman if he mispositions. For Geek though, I feel like they're gonna go for... They might ban away mages that has a lot of crowd control. Aurora or Nana was popular for a while, but once the season begun, not so much.
This Valentina, no?
There you go.
Should just be the Valentina. They have the Rrq ult, massive ult to take, Eternal Guard as well. So many big ultimates, so they have to take that away. Yuzong gets taken away by Rrq. That was the goal, so they banned out the Teresa and Paquito. We were thinking, you know, they need to dive. Now it's, what, they have to go for something like an X-Borg. I see the Roger getting hovered over as well, but knowing that there are so many frontliners here, the only dive that can shred also the front line will be the X-Borg. Pi played X-Borg too, by the way, yesterday. Did not really work, but I think with the additional help from the Rrq to dive, I think they can actually make it work. I think it's possible.
But if you want to focus on backline threat, can't you pick up something like the Benedetta?
Or...
Yeah, not for Luke. We saw what Aura did today.
Oh,
we're talking about Luke. I mean, Luke comes to mind, but I think it's a bit too ambitious here. Especially...
Oh, actually, that's not bad.
The Natan doesn't really shred down max HP, so it's possible. But I don't know, man. It'll be a very bold maneuver right here. It's gonna be X-Borg. Okay, more generic.
But I think that's not a bad take at all, Arashi. The glue. What you want to do is try to layer and bait out these skills, right? You have to bait out the Yuzong ult, Minus Fury. I think he could take that much damage, soak it in with the split. But yeah, they end up going for the X-Borg or something different. They want to just dive in with the Roger 2. And they end up with the draft here, Rrq. Poof.
Yep, Novaria going to be picked up here for Lemon as well. I figured if they wanted to go for a little bit more faster clear, they would have gone for Lilia, but I guess Novaria has a lot of sets to be utilized. It can be also comboed in with the Minotaur. So it does have chemistry with the overall composition.
And looking at the composition of Geek Fan, there are lumbering, tanky, fighting members that were supposed to dive. With the Novaria slowing them down, hey, this could be a lot more difficult than you think. But of course, in the clear department, Novaria, I think actually is one of the fastest with the two spells. If you use both on the waves, you can just delete it.
And here we are, the trumpets are calling, ladies and gentlemen, for the King Slayers to once again take down the kingdom. Will they be able to do this? Because if they do, it starts from game number 1. Let's welcome you into the land of dawn, Rrq Kaon and Geek Fan.
To Mobile Legends.
All right, let's see how this plays out, man. The early game, I think, it might be evenly matched, but Rrq have more pickoffs, I think. When the fights go longer, then I do think that with the Vexana, they can spam more with the X-Borg. I feel like Geek can take advantage of that.
I'm worried about the gold lane though. A Roger and Natan lane. Who wins it? I thought it would have been Chidera, but it looks like Skylar is going to be able to jump Chidera quite low on the Roger actually.
Whoa, no win for Chidera though. Lycan Pounce is ready and they're just going to go for it. First blood. No respect from Rrq very early. Uncharacteristic, random aggression there. They did win a trade, but in all-ins, we know who takes the cake there.
Wow. The fact that Rrq just kept going at it there. Something like Skylar was pressured to try and go for the cannon minion. If you look at the emblems though, by Games Max, Tenacity for Skylar and Vin, both trying to be as tanky as possible. And on the other side, Beloyski and Aboy have the Agility Wilderness Blessing combo. So Geek are the ones that are gonna try and really push this tempo, try and take that early game away.
There's going back in, Lycan pounce over the Vin. Now scratching Skylar, zoning him away from the minions and the power of nature too. Another chunk of damage as he lands his skill 1. Only the first part though. Hazel doing a good job on the other side of the map. Also bullying, but can't help but wonder. Luke, Pure Rage, not Brave Smite on the export.
Yeah, it's going for a bit more of a harassment style in the lane. But also, I'm not sure how that interaction works with the Firaga armor, actually. Because usually without mana, it gets turned into HP, into healing, but now Irad.
Jonas welcome. Really just trying his best to get into that turtle pit. Lemon!
No way!
Hazel failed the Rrq. What is it today with the Varias? Geek fam scatter, Banana goes in. And they find the kill on Luke. On top of that, Lemon cancels the recall. And it's the Petrify, boy. Gets out with a flicker, has a tough boost for that tenacity, but my goodness, Novaria day.
That was a massive win for Rrq Hoshi. Novaria. Diva, what?
What was... I saw the Astrosphere, and I saw it aimed at the players, not at the turtle though.
Same.
How did he get it? Oh, that was just something we weren't expecting. Rrq with that momentum here, they're certainly feeling a lot more empowered, emboldened by that moment.
This guy's kind of scary now, huh? We thought it was a Sway Low thing. Maybe it's a Novaria thing.
He just hit it with the Astrosphere.
Yeah, it's as simple as that, as
That's it.
a coach would say.
And right there, I think Lemon stole the Lethal away as well. Novaria secretly being the key to the objective. Beloyski though.
After that, go hit box. So one last shot would have done it. Beloy with a charge defensively back. And now, oh no, the Roger's getting pinned down. Chidera! Okay, he's
fine.
good, he's good. Oh.
He's fine. He's okay. He'll survive for a bit. But this has changed the tempo of the game. And meanwhile, if you thought the saving grace, like Keys to Victory said, was Luke, he's not doing too hot as well in his own lane.
In a Yuzong lane, it's kind of hard to match with the sustain, especially the Festival of Blood that he carries in the emblems. It's always been a bit of a strong suit for the Yuzong, but whoa, look at this.
An interesting play from Luke, still staying with that HP. It might as well be a solo kill. A Geek fam are looking for the bait from Luke. Banana just flies away as he waves the Rrq banner.
And the recalls in the dragon form. That's confidence right there. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen, with a 1k gold lead. Rrq are already on the way to take the next neutral objective.
Well, charge, Hazel! Good win in the Red Tree battle, but now Detonos welcome. 3-man stun. Chidera actually dodges away from him with Lycan pounce. Hazel with a knock-up. Not enough to take anyone down to get a shot down, but Hazel still is able to withstand that one.
That was a great play from Beloyski. Going with the flicker wild charge to set up for the neutral objective take. Rrq were able to punish to a degree, but not good enough. Those are the plays that you have to be a bit wary of, especially against Geek. The fact that a boy was able to just lock Vin down so that he can't set up with the Minuan Fury as well.
Wait, was Irad in the pit, in the turtle pit?
I believe he was.
In that contest? Hazel's a level below Irad right now.
Irad was in
That
the
was a
pit.
big steal.
It was. Wild charge comboed in with a Terrify and the Eternal Guard. Now Vin getting scratched down. Lycan pounce, still able to survive for a bit, but scratches and the chase down from the Roger. Deadly.
That barrier from Beloyski, back then it was... He does have a reputation for having great barriers, very intelligently placed. But there we're seeing it once again. And look at this, they're playing for the turret and Skylar is just getting pressed.
Trying to shut down Skylar as fast as possible. An entropy forward by Skylar. But now Hazel tries to dive in. Appraiser's Wrath and the taunt. Skylar gets out. A good Curse Blast to make him, or get him low.
Lemon?
Let's see. Lemon shoots down the bush. Not where the Geek Fam members are. They're trying to pull back, way back.
Now with that momentum, let's take a look at the items. Feather of Heaven completed for Skylar, so attack speed is there. Chidera though will have some burst available. Going for the Thunder Belt. So now this is another adaptation. It's a quote-unquote defensive build Roger. Usually we see the Has Claws rushed quite early on, but he's not going for that route. He might go for an endless battle as well.
Whew. He gets away in that 1v3 situation here in the top side of the map. But it looks like Geek Fam are looking to push in order to get a bearing on the next neutral objective take.
Wall
Loiski.
charge, flicker, Eternal Guard, knock up, Blast Insanity, blows him up, and a boy just picks the kill up, the Cursed Blast. Luke is low though, Vin hovering over, but not going to commit. Luke already low, Hazel on the turtle. 50-50, oh, the retreat comes in, Rad chomps up on Hazel. Jetson is welcome as the Minion's Fury comes down as well as a barrier to displace Vin for a bit. They're going for it, knock up. But look at Rad and Lemon. Geek Fam will be able to disengage.
But that's Geek Fam negating that gold lead from Rrq. It's back to a ping pong.
Power of Nature and the last Insanity. Hazel wants to get his hands on this purple buff. Gets chunked even lower. Meanwhile, in the back. Back up from Banana. And the purple buff goes to Baloy.
There's a Baloy of all people. But this is a chaotic game we're having right here. A stark contrast from match 1 where it's a lot more calculated. This is what we like to see, but Geek Fam, I think in a way they're getting a lot of these small victories that aren't really as apparent at first glance. But you have to remember, if the game stays even all the way to the late game without any single team getting a gold advantage, Rrq has a lot of value to be had there. And Irad's damage right now, it's very subtle. It's not very flashy when he uses the spells and starts stomping on people, but it does add up.
I'm worried about Skylar here. Geek Fam haven't really been able to shut him down per se, so what you say is right. As long as Baloyski, there it is, the shutdown. Can they get it?
Nope. He has an entropy safe, and there was Vin and Irad, two big boys.
There it is.
Against big boy Baloy.
But at least you know that Geek Fam, they are trying to figure out a way to shut down Skylar. Sure, maybe it wasn't then and there, but something's brewing here, especially with Baloyski on something like the Grok that will be able to initiate these things.
Especially later on, we've seen Baloy make a Hail Mary play. It's almost like his specialty. But for now, again, you can see that Skylar in particular, he's just nerves of steel. The fact that he was buried away and wild charged, you would think that he would be concerned about an engage, but he just stands there.
Wow.
Outplays it again.
Clean escape with the Purify. And Skylar gets out, but they are limiting as much as they can the farm from Skylar, so he is going to take a while longer.
With that in mind, they're going to try and play for the neutral objective again. Now they have to play this mind game in the sense that they have to worry about Geek making the first move to really shut down Irad or Vin before the play can be even initiated.
Luke still zone in the back. Irad getting chunked as well by Chidera. Vin knocks him up though, goes back to Lycan form. Super agile on the Roger. Hazel still on the Lord, just holding it down as Chidera rotates into the mid lane, tries to siege it down. Eternal Guard onto Skylar. No, Purify this time. Chidera, defensive Lycan pounds. Oh, Baloyski's really low. Skylar needs one more hit and he gets it with the last proc of the passive. Going back and forth. Detona's welcome. Now onto Luke, only the tanky member with the Faraga armor still. Black Dragon from his Vin jumps into the back with the Minion's Fury. Banana chasing Chidera down with the Curse Blast now, helping him out. Chidera gets out to safety. But the Petrified Furious Dive goes onto a boy. Good flicker out of top boots. No further initiations. Rrq with the resource advantage. Luke still hovering over the Lord Pit.
The weaving in and out from both of these teams have been impeccable. Luke gets caught really low though here, and that is a massive disadvantage. If a Luke can't open up the vision, open up the map, and there you go. A boy gets chunked down as well. It looked like Geek didn't want to go for a 50-50 because Hazel is still a level below at the time. But now, it might be a different story.
Well, Skylar with entropy forward while charged there, and as Hazel picks up the Lord. A good Eternal Guard earlier to stop Irad in his tracks.
But there was a trade in the mid lane from Rrq, and they won't lose too much on the slow pushing top lane either. Unfortunate for them to lose the Lord, but so far it's not the worst of things. And the longer the game goes, once once Vin has the Flask of the Oasis, the healing is gonna be so much more. And you saw earlier, some of these fights end up being won just by sustain alone.
Mid lane siege attempted by Geek Fam here. Chidera can go back and forth. Okay, I'm noticing something earlier with item builds. There are two different builds for Roger, the attack speed and then now the DHS into endless battle, right? Oh, charge. And the taunt as well, Furious Dive by Banana with a Minion's Fury, but it's all baited out. Chidera is still free in the back. That's a Detson as welcome. On to Hazel, stunning two members up, but Eternal Guard cancels him. Hazel gets shot down, a good snipe threading the needle. Lemon. Meanwhile, in the back, Banana getting a trade back, getting the sustain. It survives. The Eternal Guard is chasing Chidera, doing the same thing now. Looking for like a pounce. Banana gets out.
That's a 2-for-0 trade.
Pull up. Okay.
Whew, for Rrq. Banana. That split-second decision-making that he goes for. He goes into the Black Dragon form, tries to zone out Chidera, but he ends up taking all his resources out on a boy who eventually can't dish out the damage needed in these team fights.
He even takes him out as well in the end of that sequence of that play there. Just like that, Rrq, they're trying to equalize on the neutral objectives. But you can see, once again, the fact that the Novaria is available for Rrq means that when it comes to the chase, the maneuver on the Land of Dawn, Rrq are just coming out on top right here. Geek have some tools to really try and catch up, but it's not enough for them to really find a decisive catch towards Skylar, towards Lemon.
How do they do this? Every time Beloyski goes in for a play, Skylar's been able to outmaneuver it, either with Purify or just with his ultimate.
It's the fact that there's only one tool that Geek fam can use.
Can they go for just pure damage from Luke? Is that an option?
When he's 0 and 3, maybe later. For now, I don't think it's gonna be a really realistic option. Players Gold like UBS Gold shows Chidera all the way up there, but only 300 gold ahead from Skylar, so not the kind of outcome that they would want to have. Beloyski though.
Jetson is welcome, catching Beloy, now bringing him back all the way. Wild charge though, knocks 2 up, disengage in the back. Banana, Black Dragon form looking for an initiation. A good Eternal Guard to cancel Rrq's plan. 3-man Astral Sphere there. The AoE, that is unexpected at times.
Well, now with Skylar clearing the bottom wave, leaving 1 minion there, that might end up pushing in favor of Geek actually. If it gets killed fast enough by this initial wave. And Rrq, they're setting up for the Lord Dance. They have the tools, but can Geek fam once again just start a sequence that will allow them to get this?
The Rad's level 15, Liesel's 14. They need a distraction.
That's the Astral Echo, that's the Wild Charge coming out with the Eternal Guard as well. Finn in the back right now with a Minute's Fury, and Beloy gets traded down. Irad wins the retry battle. Luke caught in the midst of it all, now chomped up by Irad. Spat back just to give Skylar the triple kill. 3-0, all for Rrq.
Again, Skylar, time and time again, he proves why he's always regarded and considered as one of the best gold laners here in MPL ID. And this is it. Give him time, give him farm, and chaos ensues.
The flicker on the knockup, a boy. Force a flicker as well. Chidera holding the lines. Now with the minions spawning back in. A shot down in the mid lane, not connecting. Chidera trying his best to go for it. Lycan pounce as well. Skylar going for it. Wild charge to the back. Now 3 members hit. Chidera dodging away with a Lycan pounce once again. Another Lycan form. Haze over the 3-man taunt. No stacks for the ultimate though. Gets shredded, but Geek fam have defended from the Lord. Now 2 more waves to defend from. Luke in the front, holding it down. Irad with a winner truncheon. Chidera getting caught in the minutes. Fury is the last insanity. Blows him up, but it's not going to be enough damage to take anyone down. As the Astral Echo gets placed. Chidera, one last desperate moment, but Rrq with the 2 pillars stay on top. Game 1.
And the kingdom goes wild in the crowd. And again, this new Rrq lineup.